Why are you making it so difficult on yourself? Mastering really doesn't have to be as hard as you think it is. I think a lot of things we do as humans, we try and overthink everything, and that is definitely the case with mastering. Fortunately for me, I kind of learnt as I went along from people, so I didn't really think about what I was doing, I just kind of got on with it. But since doing the courses that I've got and these videos and all the content that I do and reverse engineering all my processes, it's really something that I've looked at quite heavily and worked out what I do and what I don't do. And to be honest, it doesn't have to be that hard. Yes, at times you might have to pull some tricks out the bag that you've got somewhere from the back that you did ages ago, or stuff you're doing. But a lot of the time, if you see it as like your car stereo, you don't get really sort of upset and sad with yourself when you turn the treble and the bass up on your car stereo. Now, I know I'm oversimplifying to a massive level there, so don't get me wrong. But really, you need to take that approach when you are doing mastering. And I hope I'm trying to demystify it as much as I can for you. And just listen to tracks as you would in a car where you're adjusting your graphic equalizer, and think, does it need more top? Yes or no? Does it need more low end? Yes or no? How are the mids sounding? Okay, they could do with being a bit tighter, or maybe a bit more space in there. Okay, I'll do a little cut. Or maybe I'll put a little bit of mids in to lift that little section. How does it sound? It sounds worse. I'll take that off. That's really the process of what you're doing here. You need to kind of really just look at it like that. You're dealing with the veneer of a track. Try and keep it as simple as you can in your mind. Don't start getting into, okay, well, what saturation levels am I using in the low end? And I'm not sure if the transients are really coming through in the upper mids. It's like, chill out. I don't ever think of that sort of stuff. I'm just thinking, is it brighter? Does it need more punch in the low end? I'm just trying to keep my brain as simple as possible. I don't need to go into full depth and detail on every single detail that's happening. It's not mixing, it's mastering. I'm listening to it as the whole thing. I'm not listening to the individual tiny little sounds. I'm listening to the bass, the mids, the top. How's the guitar there? Is it really bright and harsh? But it's also in the same place as the vocals. So if I push it too far, the vocals are now sticking out. Let's not push it too far then. That's sort of how I'm thinking. I'm trying to keep my head as basic as possible. I think you need to approach it like that if you're doing your own mastering. If you're not doing your own mastering, try your own mastering and then send it on to somebody else who can master it and think about that stuff. Because if you want to get your head into mixing and that's your thing, then you do need to think about loads of details and how the saturation is sounding on that instrument and how that's working. So if you want that kind of detail, you're a mixing engineer. If you don't want that kind of detail and you just want to listen to tracks as the veneer and the sound like I do, I'm a mastering engineer. I'm not trying to be anything else. So, and if you like being at a gig and sorting out the mic so it sounds good, then you realise that you are a live engineer. So really, I think that it's like going towards the thing that you really like, and that's why it doesn't need to be that stressful in your own head. If you're overcomplicating it as a mastering engineer, you're probably in the wrong place and you'd be better off doing a bit of mixing. So try that, and if that really you start getting into that, then that's probably where you should be rather than as a mastering guy. So just keep it simple, keep it basic if you are doing mastering. You can get into a little bit more detail and a little bit more depth, but majority of the time you just need to calm yourself down and just listen to the sound and work out, is it good, is it bad? That's basically it in its simplest form. So relax, enjoy the process, and if you want to get into more detail, you're probably better further down the chain. Thanks for watching. If you like this, please subscribe. Love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Goodbye.